Yo, what is going on, gamers? We are playing Predecessor today. Now, if you don't know what Predecessor is, you know, why would you? I completely understand. So let me talk about it. Predecessor is a third-person MOBA, and it is a 3D MOBA. So Smite is a third-person MOBA, but Smite is technically a 2.5D MOBA, where it doesn't have any verticality towards it. Predecessor does have verticality. Now, if you remember, 2 years ago, I made a video, and that video was called, Is Overprime the Smite Killer? And Overprime was Predecessor. They were different games slightly, but they were from the same exact company, or they were from different companies, but they were pretty much the same exact game, is what I meant to say. But Overprime has died.
Systems improved.
And Predecessor has taken over. And when I say taken over, I don't mean lightly. I mean it is taken over. There's more viewers and players of Predecessor than there is Smite 2. And if you've been to my stream in the past 2 weeks, you'll know that I've been grinding it. I really, really, really enjoy Predecessor. And I figured I should make a game or a video about the game. And I do want to say, this video will be titled, Is Predecessor the Smite 2 Killer? So let's talk about it.
Bodies grow stronger.
Predecessor and Smite 2 or 1 are relatively equivalent in terms of player base and how you play the game. They play extremely similar. Really, the only thing you need to learn... Hello, Chimera. Really, the only thing you need to learn when playing the game is the individual characters. You jump on me, I flash. Oh, you're dead to tower, though? He didn't die to tower. That's criminal. He's the GOAT. But yeah, it's just kind of items. That's really it. Now, when playing Predecessor, there's a couple changes between this and Overprime. In Overprime, you could sprint. And if you got hit after while you were sprinting, you then got rooted in place. And that was that. You can't sprint in this game, but they do have a lot of movement abilities and increased movement speed items and stuff like that, so it doesn't feel all that slow. I'm gonna gank this Yurei real quick. Let me get sniffy mode. Beautiful.
Execute level up directive.
Beautiful. Yoink. Is this up? Oh, it is. Hello. So you'll notice I'm the jungler right now. My character's name is Boris. He's kind of a mix between Fenrir in Smite and Warwick in League of Legends with all the different abilities he has. His Q, which is his 1, and I'll talk about this in like kind of Smite terms as well, you know, like I have been doing. His 1 is he sniffs out the nearest enemy towards him and gains increased movement speed and damage towards that enemy. And his E is this circle around him that charges up. I'll show you here. It charges up. You can detonate whenever you want. When it pops, it fears everyone around you. And then his right click, which is his 3, it's his main source of damage, is this little dash that does 2 swipes of damage. Now, the reason that you might be like, why is everyone all of a sudden playing Pred and why is everyone loving it so much, is because a patch came out called 1.6. It's the 1.6 patch. It added augmentations to the game, kind of like Smite's aspects. The only difference is that the augmentations have options. Like in Smite 2... I'm coming.
Confirmed.
Beautiful.
Boris takes the next.
Oh, greedy, greedy. Oh, nice. We should do Fangtooth now. Yeah, for sure. Do some Fang. So Fangtooth is just Gold Fury, by the way. In case you're curious about what Fangtooth is and why I'm like, oh yeah, let's do that. We just killed their jungler, and the junglers get Sunder. So Sunder, or your relics, are determined by your roll. If you get the jungler roll, then you get Sunder, which is my little dagger you see in the bottom right. And that little dagger does 500 true damage to objectives. Once you kill 40 jungle minions, jungle camps, whatever, then it upgrades and it does 1,000 true damage. So right now it's at the 500 mark. But you'll notice the further I go up, you'll see a pop-up on the left side of the screen, and that will say like dagger evolved or something like that.
Capacitors enhanced.
Chimera is coming over here. I don't have a way to fight him, I don't think. I think Chimera is gonna get my blue buff, which kind of sucks. Chimera is the enemy jungler, by the way. He's the guy that killed me earlier, and he's here again. Okay, I was just spam pinging to let my mid laner know people are coming. He should be okay. I did ping him quite a bit. It looks like he's fighting for his life over there, man. Hey, you got a kill. Let's go. Good job. Good job. My Revenant died, though. Which kind of stinks. But yeah, so I just want to keep talking about it. So the augmentations are different from Smite 2, because in Smite 2 you have a single augment that you can either turn on or turn off that will change the entire game on what you're playing, right? But in Predecessor, you have 3 main augments that you can pick from and 14 minor augments that you can pick 2 of. I am actually going to gank here. Sniff out. That's my ultimate, by the way. Just like Goomba slam him. Beautiful. Oh, he's fast. I don't think I can catch. That's all right, though. That's all right. No big deal. I'll drop an aggressive ward for them so they don't get owned. But the minor augments are stuff like extra damage to minions. Your basic attacks reduce your cooldowns and stuff like that, right? But the major augments are stuff like your ultimate deals 20% more damage to low HP targets, or your jump cooldown, if hit, is 3 seconds shorter. They're really big changes to the characters.
Target acquired.
Oh man. Nice.
Execute level up directive.
Big kill. Big kill. Let's see, are those up? Nope. And you can tell, by the way, the way I'm playing, that counter jungling is a big part of this game. And it is. Like, you really want to be everywhere. Now, Boris might seem OP because I'm 3-1-3 and I'm like barely good at this game at all. But a lot of your Smite skill does actually transfer over to Predecessor. And I want to address this again. This video is going to be titled The Smite Killer. Do I believe this game will make Smite die?
Enzyme capacitors recharged.
If Smite does not change its current ways, yes, I do. Patch 1.6 on Predecessor is single-handedly the biggest patch ever that Predecessor's ever had. I promise you, if you played this game 2 years ago when it first came out and you play it today, it's unrecognizable how much better the game is. How different the game is. I should probably back up 2,000 gold. It's unrecognizable. It's so dope. Oh, hello. I'm gonna sniff. As long as Yuri doesn't come here, I should kill. No, I missed my ult. No. If I hit my ult, he died, man. Oh, that's tragic. So my ultimate, it's that one I did over in the duo lane. You like grab them and you fly up in the air and you slam them down. I would have killed him so easy there. Damn. That's all right. So you'll notice, by the way, what just happened is that pop-up on screen. So that pop-up, you'll notice before I didn't have any relics or anything. I do have blink. Every character in the game loads in with blink, but you also get a different relic of choice. If you're a damage dealer, you can pick between like Aegis, Beads, or Shell. And that evolves over the course of the game. If you're a jungler, you can pick between the ones that I just picked from. I think I should be able to kill this guy. I probably can't kill that Twin Blast. He's a little safe. He's playing a little safe. I don't know. Maybe I can. So what I can do is I can use my E. Oh, hold on. I have to... In order to get through this, I need to jump from here and dash over the wall. Yeah. But I could use my E and then dash past him and then fear him towards my team. That's kind of the way you want to play Boris. I'm going to sniff out this Argus. Activate my fear. Dash in insta-fear so he can't blink. I blinked anyways. Didn't have enough burst damage there. Acceptable, though. I'm going to see if I can flank around and maybe get cheeky on him. Okay. All right. Acceptable. Relax. Good dash. Oh, that's going to hurt. That's hurting. That's hurting me. So I used my Iceborne Gauntlet, my 2 there. I'm dead anyways. My Iceborne Gauntlet, which is the relic that I chose this game as a jungler. Essentially what it does, and I'll show you here, is it creates a sheet of ice on the ground, slowing enemies by 10% and giving you 12% movement speed and 12% power. So it's a 22% movement speed swing and a 10% power swing when you're standing on the ice and when they're standing on the ice. So essentially you like, what you want to do is you want to use your E, you want to dash in, fear them, and then put down the ice scorn and they just get owned. Pretty strong. And if you guys remember from 2 years ago when I did upload that Overprime game, I played a character called Fang Mao. All of the characters in that game are also in this game, with the exception of Yurei, who just came out in 1.6. And if you're worried about like, hey, Sam, I know that this patch is really, really strong, but like, what about the actual future of the game? Is it actually going to be good? Well, here's the thing. They have an extensive... Hold on, sorry, I gotta kill people. They have an extensive roadmap. I think I can kill here. Beautiful. Beautiful. They have an extensive roadmap on characters, and I'm dead. Help! Wang, help! Oh, okay, he didn't chase me. Nice. The Chimera showed up. Of like character releases and update patches that they want to do that are like really solid. So Mini Prime is basically Fire Giant, but it's Fire Giant if it was just dog shit. Like, that's the best way I can describe it. It's Fire Giant if Fire Giant was bad. Before the 20-minute mark, the only thing that spawns is Mini Prime and Fangtooth. So you want to make sure that you're getting both. Obviously, I've gotten 2 Fangtooths and a Mini Prime now, so that's pretty solid. Now, you'll notice I don't even have a buff from Mini Prime, and you might be thinking, what the fuck? Then you just kill it? And that's what I mean when I say it's like a shitty Fire Giant, because only one person gets the buff. And normally what you want to do is you want to give it to your solo laner so they can get a ton of pressure. So that's why you'll notice that I used my Smite, my Sunder, when it had like 1200 health, and I brought it down just so that when my solo laner came over here, he could just punch it once and be done with it, you know? So he could get the buff really quick. I'm gonna go Rupture this game. But yeah, I do genuinely believe this game could take down Smite. Like, everybody's playing it. FinoK, Nika, even Incon played it. I've been loving it, obviously. The devs have been so nice to me. Like, in Smite, the dev team and the higher ups of Smite, they've not been, I mean, they've not been mean to me, but they've not been nice. Like, basically all they do is they listen to me and then they say no after they're done listening. But like the dev team in Predecessor, they've been so cool about being in stream and hanging out and like taking feedback from not only me, but even like people in stream, like just random viewers in stream. Like the CEO of the entire company added me on Discord just to send me memes, bro. Like, it's so sick. It's so sick to see them interact with their community like that, and I'm so not used to it from Smite, you know? Oh, well played. Nice. All right. That was really good for me, man. That was really good. I mean, not necessarily for me by myself, but like that was really good for my team because I got a really good ult on the Chimera, and ulting around Gold Fury, the only reason it's kind of like in League of Legends where if you don't have your Smite user or your Sunder user up, going for the objective is stupid because the enemy team can just walk in and take it, like the enemy jungler. But if you can kill that jungler, it's almost impossible for them to walk in and steal it, unless your jungler really sucks and smites poorly. But like, it's really, really dope. I'm going to use my 2 here just so I can have the extra attack damage because I'm soloing Fangtooth. So you'll notice, by the way, the Fangtooth gets stronger and the Prime gets stronger too.
We must go.
So that one, every single Fangtooth we get gives our entire team a permanent buff. It's not a temporary buff. It's a permanent buff of like extra magical power, extra attack power. I don't think it's movement speed. I do think maybe, I don't know. It's so much to it. There's a lot to the game, but it feels intuitive, you know? I'm coming.
Deploying crowd control.
Oh, he flashed. He flashed out. Acceptable. I used my ult just for the distance close, by the way. Yeah, this game is really dope. I really, really like it. And I don't know if a lot of you guys know, like, Soul Reaper, who he is. But he was he's a Smite GM. He streamed on Smite for years and years. And he switched over to Predecessor. He's now the biggest content creator on Predecessor, getting hundreds of viewers. Actually, he just did a 24-hour event where he had over 1,000 viewers. So it's not like the game is dead by any means. You know, it's a solid switch over. And I'm not saying you should switch over. I'm just saying, like, if you want to give it a try, it's free to play and it's worth the try. Genuinely, it's worth the try. I need my movement speed up. That's why I use my sniff. I don't know if the enemy team can see my sniff, though.
Acquired.
Nice. Killed Narbash. Hello. Nice. Alright. Is it go time? Boom! Okay, do not dive a Phoenix. That was a bad idea. Juke, juke! Oh. I dove the Phoenix and then got ulted by the Twin Blast. He actually ended up dying, the Twin Blast did. So it was kind of fine, but... So I want to... Because... So I've been kind of glazing this game, right? Like, I've been hyping it up. I've been glazing the dev team. I've been glazing the content of the game, the items of the game, the character development of the game. But let's talk about some negatives that you may or may not have. The number one negative I see from this game, or from people that play this game or watch this game, is something called screen clutter. People say they have a lot of screen clutter. What that means is essentially ability animations take up too much. They have too much particle effects. They have too much duration on screen, or maybe they're too flashy, or maybe it's the opposite where they just straight up don't have any animations and you don't know what's happening. And I will say, when I first started playing the game, I 110% agreed with that, and I genuinely did not understand what was happening, right? But as you can imagine, what you can expect is, the more I played the game, the more I realized, wait a second, it's not screen clutter. I just don't know what the fuck's happening because I don't know abilities. The more I've been playing and the more that I've been learning, the more that the screen clutter goes away and I'm understanding what's actually going down. You know what I mean? I'm understanding when people use their ultimates. I'm understanding when people like jump away or what abilities they use because I just know more about the game. You know what I mean? So that's one of the biggest concerns that people have when they're like, oh man, it's the game is gonna be so fucking hard to learn and annoying as hell, and why would I pick this up when I don't understand the abilities that are going on or anything like that. But if I'm completely honest, you will learn. You just will learn.
Target acquired.
An ally tower is
You just
under
will.
attack.
Now this is the 4th Fangtooth, by the way. And the 4th Fangtooth is very special because it's called Primal Fangtooth. And what Primal Fangtooth does is it spits fire, and it also makes your entire team do permanent tick damage if you secure it. It's not like permanent as in like it just takes tick damage until they die, but it's permanent as in like it will happen forever. So we've just gotten Primal Fangtooth. You'll see the pop-up on screen here in a second. I won't open the shop. Hold on. Primordial Blaze temporary on-hit damage buff. Oh, it's temporary. Okay, I thought it was permanent. See, I'm still learning every day. How long does it last? 130 seconds. You have empowered attacks. So everybody in the game, well, everyone on my team in the game, has a bleed effect on their autos. And they're just going to surrender. I mean, we just got Prime and 4 Fangtooths. That's basically like getting Fire Giant and then 4 Gold Furies when they don't have any Phoenixes left. Like, the game's over. But, like, I'm so passionate about this game. It's so much fun to play. The other big thing that I want to talk about before I leave here is the items. Because the items are the other thing that people really don't want to learn. First off, holy shit, the skins, right? But the items are like,
Welcome.
I'm not going to lie to you, they're hard to pick up, right? It's just like Smite 2 items or Smite items in general. It's a lot when you're first learning. And to be quite frank, I'm still barely learning them. I'm going through and through. So that's probably my biggest complaint about the game. And that's not even a complaint about the game. That's a complaint about my knowledge of the game. And I don't hold that against the game at all. But if you want to hold it against the game, you know, who am I to judge? By the way, this is not an advertisement. This isn't. I'm not paid to say any of this. I'm not working with the developers of the Pred team or with Predecessor itself or anything. I'm just making this video because I want to open your eyes, or at the very least show you what is out there other than Smite, because a lot of people play Smite because they're addicted to it, not because they actually enjoy it anymore, or they just don't think there's any other 3D MOBAs out there. I made a video about Overprime, and that video is one of my most viewed videos ever with over 100,000 views. And I want people to watch this video just like they did that video. And I want them to see and support me while I play Pred, because while yes, it is a different game than Smite, it's also similar in a ton of ways. And if none of that, what I said, actually interests you, then hear me out. Hi-Rez has been firing a ton of employees, correct? They've been firing dev team, art team, monetization team, the entirety of the casting team and the pro scene. A lot of the developers and the skin creators are moving from Smite 2 and are actually being hired by Predecessor. Like Lermy, if you guys remember Lermy Wormy, who was probably a lead developer over at Hi-Rez before she got fired, in a snake way, by the way. If you don't know what happened, you should look that up. But before she got fired, she was the lead developer of Hi-Rez, and she actually works at Predecessor now. And she rated me the first time I ever played Predecessor too. I was like, glad you're enjoying the game. It's sick. I feel like a lot of the passion that Smite 2 has lost over the course of the year has been brought on in Predecessor, and there's a lot of passion towards Predecessor. And I just want to go over a few things real quick also that I want to show you guys. We go here. If I type in Smite 2, let me click on this. You can see that Smite 2 has 1.2 thousand viewers, but let's minus 458 of those because that's the Smite game channel, and those aren't real viewers. They're just farming drops. So it's got, let's just say it's got about 800 viewers, right? Predecessor, on the other hand, right now, has 1.9K, almost 2,000 viewers, and none of them are from the official Predecessor channel that only goes live during the pro scene. That's something a lot of people have complained about for a long time. You can see 500 are from Nika. Even if we were, like, let's say we minus 500 from Nika and add it to Smite, they're still even in terms of viewership. Even if you put all 500 like away from Predecessor and add it to Smite, it's still even. But on top of that, Predecessor has a gigantic console scene. Now, the player base of Predecessor on Steam is lower than the player base on Smite 2. However, the player base on Smite 2 is like 3 or 4% of their entire player base, because you have to have a new gen console in order to play it. Like, you have to have a PS5 or an Xbox X in order to play Smite 2. So the console scene on Smite 2 is very small. But on Predecessor, the console scene is actually 60 to 70% of the entire player base, and it feels good is the main thing. Console feels good to play on Predecessor. I actually played a few games with controller just to see if it felt good, and it did. Surprisingly, it felt really good. So, you know, if you can't play Smite 2 because you have like a PS4 or an Xbox One rather than Xbox X, then try out Predecessor. It's a gigantic game, and it is cross-play, but don't feel bad about cross-play, because you guys on controller actually get some really strong, maybe a little bit too strong if I'm honest, aim assist. So ADCs go crazy on the what is it called? On the console. And now I want to show you some other stuff too. Let me just move this over here real quick so I don't show anything that I don't want to show. But there's been posts like this from Leon. 10 hours of Predecessor in the books. Yurei is a new hero. Must play from all MOBA players. Wukong's another. That is peak design. Thinking about hitting their NA tournament for $10,000. So Predecessor, while Smite 2 has gotten rid of tournaments, Predecessor actually is introducing tournaments. They're holding quarterly tournaments for $10,000, $20,000, or even $30,000 rewards. So there is a pro scene in Predecessor coming up. And actually, the Soul Reaper, the guy I was telling you about, a friend of mine, he's gotten second place in every single tournament pretty much. I know. Second place, kind of a loser, right? But like, he's a friend of mine. He's really good. And the pro scene is there and it's big. So there's always chances to grow in this game. And like I said, I've been talking a lot about kind of glazing the game, right? And I'm not hating on Smite 2. I think Smite 2 is a fantastic fucking game. And I think Predecessor is a fantastic game. But if I had to pick one based on what I'm seeing internally in the companies, externally in the communities and the content creation side of things, Predecessor has a higher rate of growth than Smite 2 has. It's just that simple. Now, obviously, Smite 2, they can switch things up. They can change a lot of stuff and potentially blow up again, right? When Smite 2 full releases, that could happen, right? Predecessor is full released, and it's blowing the fuck up right now with the augmentations and the changes that they've made in the game. So there is that potential for Smite 2, and I'm not saying Smite 2 is completely dead. I'm just saying that this Smite 2 needs to be careful. Predecessor is out there, and it is getting better by the day. So that's all I'm saying. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Give Predecessor a try. Go to some streams. Say Sam brought you here. If you meet any of the devs, I would appreciate that. You know, just makes me look good. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below. I really want to know what you guys are going to say. Until next time, peace.